Good morning, class 8. Myself Ranjit Kumar. I welcome you all in the e-learning program of Modern English School, Kuntinagar, Nevada. This is the fifth video lecture of the chapter Reproduction. In today's video, we have to discuss about test tube babies. But before going into test tube babies, first I have to explain you something. See, in last video we have discussed that it is the fallopian tube where fertilization take place. After fertilization, this that zygote start dividing and is become a ball of cell that we call embryo, and this embryo start moving towards the uterus, and when it reaches the uterus it get embedded in the walls of uterus, and this process is called implantation. So if I say you the sequence, first step is ovulation, means release of ova. Second step is fertilization, means fusion of sperm with ova. Third stage is implantation, means embedding of the developing embryo in the walls of uterus, and after that giving birth to the baby. So when the embryo get embedded in the walls of uterus, it obtain nutrient from the mother's body and it develops. So after complete development, this baby comes out from the baby, means mother's womb, that is giving birth of the baby. This is called complete process of reproduction, and in human being it takes approximately 9 months for the baby to develop completely. Next is IVF or test tube baby. Test tube babies or IVF, in vitro fertilization. Two terms is there. One is in vitro and second is in vivo. In vitro means, see, doing something away from its natural place is called in vitro fertilization. And in vivo fertilization means, in vivo means doing something at their natural place is called in vivo, and one is in vitro. So what is in test tube babies? Sometimes in some ladies the fallopian tube remains blocked. When fallopian tubes remain blocked, I am saying this is the fallopian tube and this fallopian tube is blocked. When this fallopian tube is blocked due to any reason, so sperm cannot reach the ova, means ovulation is taking place but sperm cannot reach ova because this tube is blocked. If sperm cannot reach this ova, there will be no fertilization. If there is no fertilization, there will be no implantation. If there is no implantation, then there will be no pregnancy. So to solve this problem, what scientists did, what they will do, they will monitor the for example, some lady, she is suffering from this problem, she is not getting pregnant, and she went to the doctor. After doing all the checkup, they came to know that the fallopian tube is blocked. So what they will do, they will start monitoring the menstrual cycle of the lady. After monitoring menstrual cycle of the lady, the doctor will come to know, okay, by this time she should release ova, means one ovary should release ova. So with the help of a long needle, what they will do, they will take out the matured ova from the ovary or from the fallopian tube. Means the ova that is released by ovary is taken out from the body of the lady, and this ova is taken into a petri dish. एक छोटे से बर्तन में या किसी चीज में स्पेशल कंटेनर इज देयर, इन दैट दिस ova is placed along with the semen or the sperm from the male, means husband. So ova from the lady and the sperm from the husband is taken, and it is provided a proper temperature and proper environment, and within 1 to 2 hours or for few hours this sperm will fuse with ova, means outside female's body, means the ova is taken out from the body and it is allowed to mate with the sperm in a test tube, and this develops the zygote. Within 1 to, means after few days it is allowed to grow for few days. For few days this will develop into embryo. So after fertilization zygote is developed, and this zygote is developed into embryo, and this embryo is implanted in the mother's womb and the pregnancy is confirmed. So this technique is called in vitro fertilization, and this type of baby developed is called test tube babies. See, only fertilization has taken place outside the female's body. Remaining all the process has taken place inside the female's body. Means in fallopian tube, ovary cannot meet sperm because the passage, that is the fallopian tube, is blocked. So what doctor did, they have taken out the egg and they have taken the sperm, they allowed them to fuse outside the female's body. After fertilization, zygote is formed and it is allowed to grow for some more days in that petri dish only. It will develop into embryo. This embryo is implanted in the walls of uterus of the same lady. The implantation is done. Once implantation is done, pregnancy is confirmed, and the remaining all the process is natural. Nothing is there. The baby will develop inside the uterine wall, means in the uterus or the womb. It is remain attached to the uterine wall and it will come out from the mother's body after 9 months. Everything is same. Only fertilization is done outside the body. So this fertilization is called in vitro fertilization. In vitro fertilization. Okay, this process, and the baby developed in such a way is called test tube babies. So hope you understand. There is nothing more that is not much detail in this particular topic. You have to remember this much only. The fertilization is called in vitro fertilization, and the baby developed is called test tube babies. One thing you have to remember here, that the ovary is taken, fertilization is done. After fertilization, zygote is developed. Zygote is allowed to grow into embryo, and this embryo is implantation. Means fertilization and traveling of the embryo towards the uterus is not there because fallopian tube is blocked. So everything, fertilization and implantation is done by the scientist or the doctor, and remaining further all processes done naturally. Okay, so hope you understand. If you still anyone have any problem, you can ask. Okay.